Hello, my name's Bart G, and I'm from Chippenham in Wiltshire. I have a disability called arthrogryposis. So my physical disability means that I have weak muscles and stiff joints. So how this affects me in everyday life, you have to imagine that I can't bend my legs very well. I can't bend my fingers, which means I can't grip. I can't lift my arms in the air. So I have very, very restricted movement. When I was born, doctors said I would never walk and may never sit up independently, and I would have a bleak outlook to life. Now, I was brought up in a Christian family, and the church that I went to, the pastor first of all prophesied to my parents, saying little by little I will be able to do more and more new things that will amaze people. And he prayed for two things specifically. Firstly, he prayed that one day I would be able to walk down the aisle of the church. Now, I remember at the age of 3 years old, I used to go to physiotherapy sessions at hospital. And I remember this one session where the physiotherapist propped me up against the wall, let go of me, and then wanted to see if I could walk. And I couldn't move. And I remember feeling so frustrated at that time because other people my age were able to move around freely, and I couldn't, and I didn't really understand that. Well, anyway, sometime later, I was about 3.5 years old, and I remember one evening, Mum took me upstairs to go to bed, and as she was carrying me upstairs to go to bed, the thought just dropped into my head. Now you're going to start walking. So I said to Mum, I think I'm going to start walking now. So just in the same way that the physiotherapist propped me up against the wall, she propped me up against the wall. And then I managed to take 3 steps. I wanted to start playing the piano when I was about 5 years old because we used to have a piano at home which Dad would play regularly, and it really inspired me to start playing. My pastor prayed that one day I would be able to play the organ like my father. Now, when I had a consultation when I was very young, the consultant said, looking at my hands, there is absolutely no chance whatsoever that I would be able to play, and there was even doubt as to whether I'd have the strength to press down a key. Well, anyway, I really wanted to start having lessons anyway, and the teacher got me up onto the stool and wanted to see if I could press down a key with both hands, and I could. So that's when I started to play the piano. And as I gradually got older, I was able to do a little bit more on the piano. So by the time I was age 11, I passed my grade 5. I now play regularly at my own church, which is Hope Church in Malmesbury. I play every week, and I'm very much involved as part of the team. Although I was born with a physical disability, I believe God can heal people of their disability instantly, but I also believe that God can use people through the difficulty of their situation, so that His works can be displayed and for His glory to shine through that person, which I believe has happened in my life. My motto, really, that I use is turning disability into possibility, because although I've been born with a disability, I believe that God, who knows no impossibility Himself, when you ask Him to step in, He will just totally transform the situation. The very fact that I am disabled, I believe that God can use me through the difficulty of my situation to really encourage and help other people through their difficulties, and really to sort of inspire and motivate people in the difficulty of their situations to think, actually, even though it's difficult, it's still possible. In Psalm 139, verses 13 to 16 says, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." This passage really shows me that it doesn't matter that I'm born with a disability, because I was made in God's image anyway. I was made almost how I was meant to be. One of the arguments against God being real is why if there is a God, would he let illnesses and diseases happen and not take them away? I must say I don't always understand why things happen, why you get illnesses. At the same time, although I don't understand why things happen at the time, I know through my disability that with all the challenges that I face through the difficulty, I actually think to myself, if I was actually healed, would I actually feel any better in myself? Would there be any real purpose to me being healed? Or does it not make any difference to who I am through God?